New details on a big story we've been tracking for you on CHCH News. A Niagara family who finally have answers in the murder of their loved one after the case went cold for 25 years is speaking out about their ordeal. Niagara police announcing yesterday they have determined who is responsible for the 1999 slaying of 26-year-old Nadine Gurczenski, who was found dead in a roadside ditch back in 1999. As Jason Gaidola tells us, the pain of losing Nadine will never go away, but the family says they hope their experience inspires others to never give up on unsolved cases.
25 years went by. I felt like we might not get to see the end. And then
when spending time with her own children, Heather Gurczenski thinks about her mother Nadine, who was taken away from Heather at a young age.
She was really nice to me. I remember she was so nice, and some of the smells of her Jamaican cooking, sometimes when I smell a certain smell, I'll think of food she was cooking.
At age 26, Nadine Gurczenski was murdered in 1999, and her case went cold up until yesterday after Niagara police investigators determined the killer through DNA analysis. Born in Jamaica, Nadine met Paul Gurczenski in 1990. The pair ended up getting married, and Heather was born in 1993.
A strong personality. She knew what she wanted. She knew what she didn't want. And she was a go-getter, for sure. Energetic.
However, Paul says a few years later, the couple split up and he gained custody of Heather. Nadine would move to Toronto and would see her young daughter occasionally. As time passed, contact was limited. A 25-year murder investigation started right here in Vineland back in May 8th of 1999. It was then when 3 cyclists were traveling and discovered Nadine's body in a roadside ditch. Nadine's body was discovered in the area of Victoria Avenue and 8th Avenue with very little clothing on and injuries tied to strangulation, according to investigators.
I'd like to know what her last thoughts were, and was she just taken from somewhere she didn't want to be.
Beginning stages of the investigation were primarily focused on attempting to establish the identity of the deceased, and it wasn't until a little over 2 weeks that ultimately she was identified as Nadine Gurczenski.
Once Nadine was identified, the leads to determine who killed her came up empty, except for some DNA found on her body. After years of struggling to find a match and an investigative profile on a TV series, a breakthrough was made in 2021 using advanced genetic technology to trace family trees. Niagara police say the DNA is matched with Joseph Archie Raymond Brousseau, a trucker from northeastern Ontario and who was 34 years old in 1999. Police say he died in 2017, but would face a second-degree murder charge if he were alive.
Their belief in the system is galvanized now, and and we're hearing this consistently across the board from families who hadn't necessarily given up hope, but they certainly didn't expect these cases to be solved in the succession that they are now using this breakthrough technology.
First case in the region solved with genetic genealogy. First one. I think there's 4 altogether in Ontario. First one in Niagara.
Today, Paul and Heather hope other families experiencing similar tragedies encourage them to have hope as they find some solace.
To Nadine, I would say, thanks for Heather and the grandkids. And we got them.
And we're going to make you proud. And I love you. And to anyone else who has lost someone this way, there is hope.
Heather Gurczenski says she does intend to honor her mother moving forward, where she hopes to launch content online highlighting her life and her case that went unsolved since 1999. Back to you.